This is NHTV2, North Haven Government Television, a service of North Haven Community Television. The following program is brought to you through the support of the town of North Haven.
All right, we're ready to go.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Planning and Zoning Commission meeting for November 2019. My name is Vern Carlson, and I'm the chairman of the commission. Before we get into anything, just let me introduce our staff. Out to my extreme right is Andy Bellavacqua. He's our town engineer. Next to him is Alan Fredrickson, our land use administrator. To my left is Mary Lee Ajewski. She's our court reporter. And next to her is Pam Miller, who is our staff secretary. Jim?
I'm Jim Giletti, regular member.
Teresa Ranciato-Vili, regular member.
Ron Penton, Vice Chair.
Richard Wilson, Secretary.
Okay, with that being said, I guess we do have 5 here tonight for a meeting. We have some people that are not here, and we certainly had one that's deceased, which is Lou Borelli. Last month, he passed away. He had some problems, and of course, we don't have any replacement for him, as we know as of yet. With that being said, let me just say that if there's anyone here for P1924, it's not being heard. That's Middletown Avenue. That's not being heard tonight. Or P1925, that is not being heard tonight. And one other one, which is P1925S, which is a special permit, that is not being heard tonight. So we're going to go right into site plans, but before we get the meeting going, I want to, Teresa has a few words she wants to say in respect to, I don't know, but she wants the floor.
I want to say something about Lou Borelli. We certainly were not on the same side politically, but he was a guy who gave a lot of his time to the town of North Haven. I don't know how many people know that, but he volunteered. He was on commissions. He was on committees. As Vern said, we don't have a replacement, but he really is not easy to replace in a lot of different ways. You know, he was a very big-hearted guy with a very big hat. And there's something I read, and it said, you know, we will not be here forever, but whatever good deeds we do will remain for a long time. And personally, Lou did a lot of good things. He did good things for myself and my son, and I think there's other people out there. So I just want to say that I will miss Lou, and I'm not the most sensitive person here, but it hurts me that he's gone. It hurts me that I won't see him in town. It hurts me I won't see him down at the end of the table with the big hat. So I think I speak for all of us to say he will be missed. That's it.
You certainly will, but thank you very much, Teresa.
Add my condolences to the Borelli family. He's a good guy.
Okay, with that being said, I'd like to call just a moment of silence in respect to Lou. Okay, we'll continue with the ongoings of the meeting. At this point, we're going right into site plans, which is the first site plan we have up is 319 Washington Avenue.
Just to put on the record that items 4 and 5, P1928 and P1928A, have also been continued to next month to give them an opportunity to better
Clean up the site.
clean the site, if we will.
Did you go out there to take a look at that at all, Jim?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, you did see the trucks over there, I presume.
The UPS trucks?
Yeah.
Amongst other things.
Yeah, well, yes.
I did revise my comments, but mainly to just reflect that Laura Magrassi and I went out to the property, and we pointed, as directed by the commission, to the areas that we thought specifically should have been cleaned up or where debris and outdoor storage need to be removed. So there has been a small amount of progress. And
I'll say that it's better than it was.
Yeah.
But the I don't want to say overwhelming problems, but the very obvious problems are still there, and they haven't been touched.
so anyway, I guess we'll see them December 2nd.
Yeah, well, for sure, but they've got a long way to go to get the site cleaned up as far as I can see in any event.
I agree with that
So,
assessment.
and I
before
guess they
you-
need the time in any event.
Before you have John Parisi come up relative to 319 Washington, Matt Rinelli is here. The first item relative to the amendment P1924, Matt Rinelli's here. Tim Hollister sent over the permission to extend the application. So we're all set, and we're not going to open it, but the copies, they did do a revised version of the reg, trying to respond to the commission's comments of 2 months ago. But anyway, Matt is just here to give us copies of those.
Okay.
Okay, is that satisfactory
So-
with the commission? We'll have you come step forward, John, and just out of order so we can take care of this and,
Actually, not out of order, he's first.
well, he is first.
He was ahead of me anyway.
I promise, John, I'll be short, I'm not even sitting down. I have with me 14 copies
Can I
of
just have your name for the record?
Matt Rinelli from Shipman and Goodwin on behalf of the applicant.
Yeah, have these over here too. The microphone, please. Thank you.
Let me repeat that.
Sure, that's a good idea.
Good evening, I'm Matt Rinelli from Shipman and Goodwin. I'm here on behalf of 102 Middletown Avenue. My colleague Tim Hollister couldn't be here this evening, he's has a hearing in another town. He asked me to deliver the supplemental materials, which contain a revised zoning regulation, trying to respond to some of the comments that we received already from the commission. Also contains, there's 5 tabs, it also contains a overhead view of the site, a revised site plan, and a revised landscape plan at the various tabs. So I'll hand these to Alan. We are also providing CD, electronic copy of all the materials, so if people need to reprint them, it's easier than copying.
Okay.
So if
Alan,
you're
let me
ready-
clarify one thing, because we've been down this road before. There's no question, they're granting us time to make a decision until next time, and there are no time issues. Is that accurate?
That's correct, assuming that they grant the commission the extension to act.
And we have that in writing, that they have done that?
We do have that, and I printed it out and inserted it in the file.
Okay,
So-
fair enough.
And that's a very valid question.
Yeah,
And I will confirm, my colleague Tim Hollister sent that to Alan this afternoon.
very
Thank
good.
you.
Thank you for your time, and thank you, John, for the invitation. Have a good evening.
You too.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, thanks, Matt. Thank you.
Okay. With that being done, John?
Before you get started, I'm going to recuse myself on this site plan. So you have 4.
Okay. So you got that, Pam? Jim is recusing, and we have no one to sit in for him, and no alternates here to sit in. So there'll be just the 4 of us acting on this application.
We ready to go?
Yes.
All right, my name is John Parisi. I am an attorney. I practice in the center of Camden, live here in North Haven, and I am here this evening on behalf of LTD Realty Associates, the owner of the property at 319 Washington Avenue. Many of you know this site. My client is Yacarino's Auto Service, which is the sole occupant of the building at the rear of the site, that which is closest to the railroad tracks. In the front, there are a couple of retail facilities in the building, including Dunkin' Donuts. There's a barber that works a couple of days a week, and a formal wear shop that's busy depending on the time of the year. There's some office space in the back. I think Pitch Pines Landscaping has an office in there. but just an office. They don't store any equipment or product back there. What Mr. Iacarino is proposing is the addition of a bay at the north side of the building, that which is closest to Vine's Package Store, Mr. Galati's property there. If we go back to when that particular site was approved, the commission approved some improvements in a right-of-way that runs between Washington Avenue and what had been a grade crossing at the railroad tracks, which is no longer there. The improvements included some tree planting, some, I think, a fire hydrant, which interfered with, to say the least, Mr. Iacarino's use of that right-of-way. But I'm pleased to say that between Mr. Galati and Mr. Iacarino, they kind of worked out a deal whereby Lou ceded the front part of the property to Mr. Galati, and Mr. Galati in turn said to Lou, well, you could use the back part exclusively. When we went to the Zoning Board of Appeals a couple of months ago, we asked for a variance because although the proposed building will be within the setback line from the property, it's a long way from where the property that Mr. Galati actually uses for his driveway and such. And thankfully, ZBA agreed with us, and so we're here tonight to ask for approval of this site plan. It conforms to all the zoning regulations. We saw the comments from Mr. Frederickson and Mr. Bevilacqua. I think we've addressed all of them with the exception of Mr. Bevilacqua thought that because we were adding some impervious surface to the property, we should also include another dry well, which we don't object to it. So if the commission is inclined to approve this application, as I hope you will, we have no objection to the addition of that condition that to offset the additional impervious area, we include a dry well. With that, I don't think there's any, unless the commission has questions for me, it's a pretty simple application. The building is going to look identical to the building that's there now, just a little bit wider.
Yeah, but you, John, you have received your approval from ZBA.
We have.
Yeah, so they said everything is fine with them, whatever you went in for?
They granted the variance, and it's been recorded on the land record, so it's effective, and now it's just a matter of this commission giving us the site plan approval, and I respectfully ask that you do that, and I'm...
Yeah, did between Galati and Iacarino, the land records reflect the swap?
It's an informal agreement, Mr. Carlson, but the land records reflect that there is a right-of-way there. And incidentally, Lou is not planning to use any part of that right-of-way exclusively. Anything that he's doing, including the snow shelf that's shown on there, is within his own property line, just not within the building setback line.
Well, okay. I really don't have any other questions. I looked at this very thoroughly, and Teresa?
No, I don't have any questions. As long as the comments are met for our town engineer, no, I'm fine.
I just have two issues on my side. There's a parking summary, but not really showing parking calcs. I would like them to just break it down by space. The reason I like to do that, tenant space, not parking space, so that we can keep track of how many tenants are in there. All I say is previous parking 35 spaces, new parking 36 spaces. I would just like to see, you got 4 tenants in the front building, they are so many parking spaces for each one. I have no issue with how many parking spaces they've got. I would just like to see the breakdown of what those are.
I'm not sure I understand what you're asking for.
I've asked for parking
the
calculations.
I'm sorry, you go ahead.
So I've just asked for parking calculations, which would be done by space, by tenant.
So in
Well,
other
the
words, you
thing-
want him to ID the spaces and then say which ones are for tenants and which ones are for,
I want them to say how many parking spaces for each one. I don't even care if it comes out of deficit, it's okay. But I'd just like to know what typically, that's the way it's done.
Based on use.
You know, yeah, based on the use. You know, we got a couple of retail things, we've got an office space. It's important down the road to track requirements for changes of use, to see what the use classification is. So, that's what I'm asking for, and that information is not on there. The other, you know, again, I don't take any issue with the number of spaces that are there, and there's no corrective measure necessary other than I like to just see it on the drawing. The other thing is, we don't have existing landscaping on the plan. If we're gonna sign this plan and this becomes his plan, it should have, you know, they provided the zoning data table, all that, but it should show the landscaping that's there, the existing landscaping, which I kind of sketched in on my first copy of the drawing, but I don't want someone to come along later, you know, I don't know, if the property were to be sold and someone less diligent were to take over, maybe take down a tree or whatever. I like to go back to this particular site plan and see the required trees that are there. Not concerned with flowers, not concerned with bushes, just concerned with trees and islands. All I've been asking for is just get the trees shown that are there. I don't think he's negligent in any way. I think they're all there.
Well, for those of you that have visited the site, I think you'll agree it's pretty well maintained and, you know, really takes care of it. I'm going to push back a little on this allocate. So you want the parking spaces labeled by tenant, is that?
I'd like each tenant space listed. So you got Dunkin' Donuts, you got the hair cutter, you got the tuxedo place, you got Pitch Pines, you got the office space, and then you got Lou in the back. So you got 5 tenants in the building. The uses are clear. The thing that's not clear is how many spaces, but that's okay. It can figure out whatever he wants. We can work it through.
With all due respect, I think that there's sort of a flux there, you know, because some of the tenants are busy at different times than others, and frankly, I'm a little surprised because what we're proposing is the building at the back, and we're not changing, you know, it's not going to impact the parking to the front building whatsoever. There's always space. I mean, Lou, I'm sure would prefer to have a few more cars there, but, you know, there's never a problem park, at least never when I've been there, and I go there every once in a while.
I don't really want it for the parking spaces, and I don't need there to be more parking spaces. I want to track in 2019, these were the number of spaces that are there, and these are the uses. If someone comes in later and says, I want to swap out a use, I'd like to be able to point to a site plan that says specifically, this was a retail use, this was a service, or what have you. That's a big help to the ZEO and to myself down the road. So we're entitled to it, the use of each space, which is listed in 10.1.3 of the regs. And the same thing with the landscaping. He's got adequate landscaping. He has all, by my way of thinking, I sketched it on my drawing. I think I think everything he's supposed to have, he has. But again, I'm concerned down the road, this will become the site plan. So rather than go back to 2008, which is a while back, I don't really want to have to do it in layers. It'd be great to just show that stuff here. And if somebody comes in later, and it wouldn't be Lou, but if somebody came in later and took down a tree or whatever, I'd like to have it be clear on this site plan that that tree was there and he's supposed to replant it, he or she, or whatever.
Yeah, and I don't have a problem with showing the trees on the plan. Where I'm resisting a bit is, at 7:30 in the morning, Dunkin' Donuts occupies a lot of the parking places. At 10 o'clock in the morning, not so many, but then maybe the formal wear shop, which is a retail outlet, that, you know, they've got more places. I mean, if you really need it, we can give it to you, but I think it's probably going to be ignored because of the times, as tenants do. I mean, and.
It's just a
Been there for,
mathematical,
what, 20 years? It hasn't been a problem yet.
I don't think it is a problem.
Yeah.
I want to be able to track the spaces and the uses that are in the spaces. And I like to
Not
know.
the parking spaces.
If you
Correct,
can't-
in
The tenant
a
space.
tenant space. I'd like to know.
You don't have to label the spit parking spaces themselves, just a table that says, okay, we've got this much restaurant
Right,
use
right.
at this
Right.
number of spaces required based on the zone,
Right. Right.
office use, this
It's not
number of
something you
spaces,
can
just a
say
little
no.
table that shows the breakdown of the required spaces for the actual tenant uses that are there.
Okay, and there is a requirement not a requirement, but a recommendation in the regs, because as I understand it, there is no parking requirement. There's a suggested tables to be acted upon by the commission.
Well, parking shall be provided in accordance with the following table unless otherwise approved by the commission. So, yeah, I would follow the table. The only thing you're going to see, though, is uses that are not listed in the table are as determined by the commission. You have one of those. You have motor vehicle repair.
Okay.
So you can put the remainder in the motor vehicle repair, or whatever number seems appropriate, that Lou thinks he uses. I don't even care if it comes out of deficit. I just want to track the tenant spaces, and what square footage they got.
Okay.
We get it. We have 5 changes of use tonight, and all of that would be made easier if we
Right.
had some of
That's
these
the whole
things
thing of it, John,
from the
you know
past,
that.
but-
If there was a change of use from the tailors to a restaurant, dramatically it would change the parking calculations there. So you need something to go by, is what he's saying, I believe, and I know you can do it, so I wish you would. If you'd agree to that, we could move along.
Well-
Teresa has a couple of questions.
No, I
you're
don't.
good?
I'm, as long as he meets what staff is asking for. No, I'm,
But no big deal. No problem with anything that he has there. I'm just looking for a little more info on the drawing, that's all.
Very good.
You good with that, John?
I am.
Okay.
I have no questions.
No, I think everything came out, that's good.
Okay.
Well, I thank you.
Okay, thank you very
We'll
much.
get you out of here early tonight, huh?
Well, okay. Public hearing.
someone, where's
Me.
Jim?
Yep, get Jim.
What-
I didn't
What
see
are we
where
gonna
he
do
went.
with this? Well, State Street isn't here, is he? Alan?
No, which means that, I guess we could
Doesn't mean he has to be.
slide into the changes of use.
Alan, you think we need someone to represent State Street? It's straightforward as it is.
Are we done?
I don't think,
Yes, we might be.
No, are we done with this?
Oh, yeah.
Pam, let the record show that Jim is back in. Please.
why don't we go through what changes of use we have?
Okay.
See how,
Alan wants to give this guy best
Well,
shot of showing up. Which is fine.
he called me.
It's fine, it's fine.
Okay. All right, Alan, I guess, who's going to talk about McDermott Road, 39 McDermott Road?
I don't know what we have here. You can call it and see if there's someone here, and
Is there
then
someone here for
I can
39
provide-
McDermott Road, change of use?
Why don't we ask who those people are and pick them,
No.
who's here?
Well, yeah. Are you folks here for an application?
I see 2 people, one for 75 Washington, one for 69, 67 Washington.
Why don't we
I
take
think.
them?
You're both 75? And I'm not sure about the gentleman in the second row, which one?
No, I'm just left over.
He's left over?
Just being nosy now.
He's just hanging out.
Good for you.
That's fine, that's fine.
So what are those folks here for?
Change use of
75, change of use.
Why don't we
do
take
that so
them
they
then?
can get
There
it?
you go, yep.
Want to step forward?
Oh, I'm sorry, sorry, Brandon, sorry. So we've got, we also have 87A State Street. So-
Sunday cold air.
The laundromat.
Okay, so you'll be next.
but-
We're doing 75 Washington Avenue first, change of use.
Well, there's two.
From an office to a
No.
beauty
63,
service.
75.
I think they're just addressing 75.
Well, this is both in the same building, I believe.
Well, but they're
You're for
just 70.
75, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when someone else is doing 67,
Well, they
you
wouldn't
you
even
don't know
know.
anything
They
about
wouldn't
that?
know that.
Okay, well, let's talk about 75.
Deal with them.
My name is Nok, Ngoc.
Fine.
Bui, B-U-I last name. Bui, B-U-I.
What? Yeah.
You want to tell us what you want to do there, folks?
Yes, I'm Kim Nugent, N-G-U-Y-E-N. U-Y-E-N.
We are trying to we're trying to apply for the change of use from previously an office space into a beauty service industry. It will be just held by the two of us. The space is approximately about 650, 700. These are the information that we got from the landlord. He said that we wouldn't be taking a lot of space because there'd just be two of us at all times. So it would be one by one, just our car and then two clients at a time.
What kind of services will you be
We are
doing?
going to do mainly nail services.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay.
I have no questions.
I have no questions.
I have no questions.
Okay, thank you very much,
you.
ladies.
Thank you.
Okay, okay,
87A.
87 State Street?
Lunch.
My name is John Brandon Benevento. I'm representing Brandon Benevento. Here at the Kings Acre Shopping Center, asking for a change of use for 87A State Street. It had been a consignment store, and the new tenant will hopefully be a laundromat.
Okay,
Suds.
how is the parking there for, you got much parking there for?
Plenty of parking.
There's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Yeah.
parking. I've never had any issues with parking.
Yeah, I can imagine.
The use is such that when, like, I was just there right now, and there's a Ultimate Fighting studio
Right.
there at night, and even when they're full, you know, there's probably 30 cars there, it's still plenty of parking. There's a Chinese restaurant that has kind of a consistent flow of 3 or 4 cars.
Yeah.
I have plenty of parking, and that doesn't even include the space in the back. It's
Yeah.
just, there's plenty of parking.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree, there's plenty of parking.
I have a
No.
question. The change of use says Suds Cafe. The cafe word was just what I was wondering about. Do you have any idea what that might mean, or?
I think the tenant plans to have some refreshments in there. I gave her the advice to come a little late, because usually this happens a little later. But she was going to come and speak to her use. But she's planning on serving some refreshments. But also, there's a deli in there that also serves coffee. So it's not going to be something that's advertised as a cafe in her lease. So it's only for customers. And I'm not sure entirely what her plans are, but...
When you say there's a deli in there, what he means is in the building.
Oh, in the building, I'm sorry.
Stellato.
There's an existing Stellatos deli in
No, I know.
there, so she...
Somebody's
Here she
coming
is.
in.
Yeah.
Is that her? Okay, there we go.
Right on.
Okay.
How many times has that happened to you before?
We got bumped ahead a little bit. So they were just asking about the cafe, they just wanted you to speak to that, what you meant by that.
Look,
Introduce yourself.
Name is Andrea Tarantino.
Spell your last name.
Huh?
Spell your last name.
Tarantino.
So the question was, you have Suds Cafe, so what were you planning on serving, that kind of thing?
Well, we were just planning on doing like basic coffee and vending for the patrons.
Okay.
Nothing extravagant, just the name, we like the name.
All right,
There you go.
that's it.
That's fine.
Fair enough, okay.
pretty much it, I guess. Anybody?
I mean, you're not serving real food, it's just snack.
Snacks, yeah, no real food. No cooking, nothing like that.
No martinis.
No martinis, no. Not even for free.
Teresa will not be there.
It's not that you couldn't apply to do that, as long as you do apply if you need to do it.
Right, correct, yeah.
Okay,
All right.
thank you very much. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Okay, do you have,
Now, I would like to, it would appear that we have no other representatives here, but I would just like to touch on the 39 McDermott applications. And you could just table them the next month or whatever you want to do. But one of them has a letter from Laura attached to it.
I read that.
And
That letter's the problem.
we had observed that someone had moved in, and if you recall the application of Mr. Landino to the west of this building, there are a lot of issues. Little River is right behind there, the brook, and they didn't ask anyone's permission. They put the outdoor storage in there.
Yep.
The outdoor storage is at least in part in the wetland buffer, which is unacceptable without a permit. The issue with the change of use, again, is sort of that lingering problem, if you will. If they have an outstanding violation, and if they have a permit that they require, we see on this agenda currently kind of a lingering problem with a site plan that has never been approved on a use that was approved. So I don't know what you want to do with it, but
I would not move forward with it without them being here. Based on that letter, the letter says
Right.
that there are some other uses going on that we don't like hearing about. So I think they should come and tell us what they want to do.
Agreed.
That's my 2 cents.
No, I totally agree with that.
yeah, I don't even know if you want to take some sort of action on the item.
I think you should. I mean,
what
they're
sort of
in
action?
What do you mean, what action could we take?
Well, I guess they're gonna pursue outdoor storage that has not been approved. So wetlands is wetlands. You guys are P and Z. There's that. I don't know if you want to at this point, if you want to deny the application on the basis of a lack of a site plan for the outdoor storage,
I don't think
or
we
if you
should
just
hear-
want to continue it.
What I think you do is continue it, and if there are violations, if there's site plan violations, things that shouldn't be happening, have Laura please give us a report, in writing is fine, that they, and then let them know they have to address that when they come back. That's what I would do. I wouldn't deny it because it's a change of use, and we deal with them all the time. So I wouldn't just out of hand deny it, but I would not act on it, show them, say, here's Laura's letter, we've got concerns about this site plan, if there's violations, you have to address them or it's not gonna get approved. I can't say it's not gonna get approved, we'll move
But they
on
need
it,
to
but those
come
are a
in-
big deal for us. They need to
come
tell
do the
us.
paperwork, Jim, to get-
Exactly right.
to get
But
in.
I don't think you move on it and deny it out of hand. I would just move it to next month and give them an opportunity to come and talk to us.
Now, this-
That's what I think.
So now you have 2 applications for 39 McDermott.
We do, and that's also not represented, but there's no particular violation on the second one, which was,
Let's hear it.
But I would still, they're not here. I would tell them to come here.
right, yep, sure.
Because it's still that one, it's one building.
building,
It's one
right?
building.
One address, but
So it's
it's
still
2
one
sites.
site plan.
They moved
So-
in, they both moved in with no,
I get it. So
Okay.
let them come here and tell us the site plan's got to be adhered to or amend it. They may be able to get storage. I'm not that worried about it back there, but they need to tell us what they're going to do and not just go do whatever they want.
but they're gonna have
That's
to
my-
address it with wetlands, I would think.
Well, that's good.
That's kind of the bigger issue.
Yeah, of course it is. Right. I agree.
Okay.
So I would not act on
We just don't
those
hear
tonight.
it, we won't act on that at all. Okay?
That's fine, yeah.
Yeah, we can pass along those comments, which have value.
Thank you.
So if you just want to go back to deliberations and,
Well,
what are we doing with CBD?
yeah, what are we gonna do with the right,
well, again, they're unrepresented, so.
Yeah, I think we need to hear from them too. You know, I don't have a particular problem, but I think they should come in, tell us what they're gonna do, and give everybody a chance to talk about it.
There have only been a few over the years that you've approved without representation.
Yeah,
and
right.
I don't think
it hasn't been for a
I don't think
while.
this is one of them either.
I hear you, yeah. You know,
I wouldn't move on that one either.
I don't know if we have caught some people by surprise. We never really tell anyone per se. We tell them where they are in the agenda, but
Yeah.
we tell them to call in and let us know, you know, on that day, and we could give you a little better idea of what time, but they did not.
And it's usually much later than this, so,
I mean, we can't break
Oh,
out
well.
the dogs and ponies at
Yeah,
this
no.
point. We gotta move ahead, so.
When do I bring
well,
up the, when do I bring
we
up
can't
the
do
ban?
anything with 444?
right at the end of deliberations.
I think not, and Jim Preddy said, Jim Preddy had a conflict, and no disrespect intended to the commission, but he's in an adjacent town here, and if he can't make it, he can't make it. So
Okay, well then,
if you want to go through deliberations, if he shows up, I don't know, you could open it back up if you
I mean, we
want
can
to.
finish this up very quickly, I would think. Is that what you want to do,
I
Commissioner?
think we go into deliberation.
Okay, can I have a motion to go into deliberation?
Make a motion.
Okay, Jim, the first one, you,
Yeah, I'm not on,
Who seconded it?
but,
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, okay,
so the person I'm recused.
okay, so
I'll stand away.
we're in deliberation?
We're in deliberation.
All right. Do you want to have any discussion on this 319 Washington Avenue, the Yacarino addition?
No, I'll make a motion to approve with the conditions, or with supplying everything that our town engineer requested,
Yep, and land use.
and land use, sorry.
Yeah, okay, so not only what's written, what he asked for tonight.
Right,
Okay.
everything.
Okay, good. Can I have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, very good. Jim?
Yeah, back.
Okay, we'll have the, okay, there's 4-4, that's out. And we're going just into, going right to change of use. Okay, then we're right down to, we're down to 75 Washington Avenue, which they want to do a salon there.
Yep, I'll make a motion to approve 75 Washington Avenue, change of use.
All right, can I get a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Opposed? Good. All right, and 87A State Street, and a motion to approve the laundromat?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, can
I'll
I,
second that.
okay, can I, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, so we're gonna go,
Somebody else just showed up. Are you with them?
No, for the change of use?
CBD,
Oh,
okay, well, okay, let's
we
go
come
out
out of
of,
I make a motion, we come out of deliberations.
can I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we're out of deliberation. Step forward.
Which one is this we're working on?
This is on 67 Washington Avenue.
Thank you.
What do you mean 67? It keeps saying, it says 75.
well, there are two, Ron. 75
Downstairs from us.
was the
75 was the
nail
other one.
salon, and 67 is the CBD oil.
Okay, I'm just reading their own letter.
the
Their
microphone.
own letter says 75, and the handwritten says 63 to 75.
Julie Moreno.
Applicants don't have any idea what that actual is.
Okay.
Okay, your name,
Sorry.
please.
Julie Moreno?
Moran?
Moreno. Moreno.
And maybe you want to spell Julie?
Oh, yes, Julie is Yuly.
Thank you.
I hope you guys don't mind I brought some notes.
Fine.
No, we prefer that, good.
All right. So first of all, I would like to thank each one of you in advance for your time and for allowing me to be in this meeting. My name is Julie Moreno, and today I'm here representing Your CBD Store. Your CBD Store is the largest CBD retail in the U.S. with over 600 stores in only 18 months. Previous to joining this fascinating company, I was a sales administrator for a company located here in Connecticut that recycles and resells used tires. But deep inside, I have always wanted to be independent and have my own business. This opportunity was offered to me by my good friend Clayton Percy and his wife, whom currently own two Your CBD's locations, one in Milford and one in East Lyme. They, both of them are very good friends of the founders. The founders are Rachel and Marcus Quinn. Rachel Quinn began taking CBD to help her with her nausea she experienced from having Crohn's disease. She quickly felt the relief, and she was also able to lower her medication. From her own experience, she was able to discover that CBD also helps individuals who suffer from pain, anxiety, diabetes, inflammation, stress, and more. Before deciding to open my own Your CBD store, I tried CBD for the first time because I was suffering from anxiety several times a week. CBD has completely controlled my anxiety to the point that I don't recall the last time I felt anxious. Right away, I also noticed my levels of energy were higher and I was able to sleep well. I've been able to sleep better ever since. I picked North Haven because I spent a lot of time here during my college years when I attended a few classes at the Gateway Community College campus that I think is no longer here. I liked the town right away, and I also live in New Haven County, and so I would like my business matter to stay in my hometown. I would like to give you guys also a brief background on CBD. CBD is a cannabinoid, and our body naturally produces them. Some of us just don't produce enough. CBD promotes our body to produce the right levels to put our endocannabinoid system into homeostasis to reduce inflammation and regulate our immune system. 95% of all ailments are caused by inflammation. All of our products are 100% organic, and every bottle is third-party tested. And they also have a certification of analysis. Sourced from a USDA farm located in Colorado, Oregon. It is also extracted from industrial hemp by Dr. Ferrari and his team of biochemists at our FDA certified lab. CBD oil comes from an industrial plant and not from marijuana. CBD was made legal in 2018 with the hemp bill. And then just to point out a few points that makes us a reputable and unique company. So the one thing is that we're not a smoke shop. We actually don't believe in selling anything smokable. The company uses the full plant matter and take their time when it comes to extraction of the oil. Our products have no THC, and just for the ones that don't know, THC is the compound found in marijuana that produces the psychoactive effects, also known as the high. Our customers are 55 and older. Why? Because they don't want to get high. They are more interested in getting relief. The products I will be carrying in the store are sublinguals, relief creams, and beauty products. A member of Sunflora helped me find this place located at 75 Washington, owned by Paul Landino. The location is great, and all they needed was paint and furniture, no construction whatsoever. Our stores are designated to be like a spa atmosphere, where we focus on education, educating everyone about the endocannabinoid system and the benefits of properly extracted CBD. I'm looking forward to join the Chamber of Commerce and find ways to get more involved with the North Haven community. The first few months, I'm also planning on at least employing three employees, and preferably from North Haven to help the community. Deciding to open your own business is not an easy decision, and only certain kind of people make it happen. I consider myself a go-getter. You may ask a friend or family member and they will agree. I have literally invested all I have, and I'm just waiting for the green line to open the doors and get to know the North Haven community. If this meeting goes well, we will be in operation in a week. I sincerely thank you, all of you, for your time, and I will be more than happy to answer any questions.
Thank you.
And before, I also have pictures of the sign and have pictures of what another store looks like, in case you guys are curious.
Okay, that's very nice of you. Yeah, question there, Jim.
Let me just, I want to make something absolutely clear for people that are watching this. Your products have no THC, which means they have no hallucinogenic properties, correct?
Correct.
So people can use all they want, they're not going to get high from using CBD oil.
Exactly.
It's supposed to assist you in your health and well-being and that sort of thing, but there's no, it's
No
legal,
THC.
and there's no hallucinogenic properties, correct?
Correct, sir.
So I wanted to just make clear that everybody understands.
I had some concerns about the use, and when the information came in, I forwarded it to Town Council Jennifer Capola. She looked at the information that was provided and said there are two types of these products. The hemp product without the THC is a legal product according to state law. And according to her declaratory statements here, she would operate in accordance with that. I did observe myself that there are certain locations in town, some of which may be leaving, that actually advertise in their window these particular
CBD.
products.
Yeah.
So it,
Yeah, I was gonna say, I know a little bit about this stuff, and I'm actually happy that this kind of business is gonna be here to sell the actual real product that's being tested and coming from good sources, as opposed to something you can buy in
At
some
the
of these
gas
gas
station.
stations and things that you really don't know what's in it. So, and I do know there's a lot of really older people who use it for, they use the creams for pain. So I have no questions.
I have no questions. It was a very good presentation.
Thank you.
Rich?
Yeah, I have a question for Alan. Are there restrictions, like on a package store?
I'm sorry, Rich, I can't hear you.
Is there restrictions on distance, like on a package store from, schools?
no,
churches?
I don't believe there are. Oddly enough, package stores are the only use that has any sort of proximity requirement in the town or in the state that I'm aware of. There are a few things, distances from certain things, but not spacing. But anyway, no, I'm not aware of anything. As far as I'm concerned, it's just pure retail use.
Okay.
And just to clarify something, only 18 and older can purchase CBD. You have to show your ID. and
Interestingly enough, why is that?
Well,
If there's no, I'm not sure I understand. I mean, if there's no illegal quality to it, why is there a restriction? you know?
The uptight,
I'm
the
just
uptight
curious.
man who's approving it, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I mean, you can make sing
Jim,
argument
you're
out of
assuming
cigarettes.
that all state laws are based on logic.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay, that answers it.
Okay.
Uptight white man.
Nothing else?
Okay.
No. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Go back into deliberation.
Yep, can I get a motion to go back into deliberation?
Wait, I think we now have an,
No, he's.
Oh, he's
we already
with her?
voted. No, we're done. This is, yeah, he's the land
I thought it
owner.
was the person who, there's somebody else.
No,
coming.
he's the owner. of
Yeah,
this
that's
part.
fine.
So I'll make a
I'm good.
motion, we go back into
I
deliberations.
misunderstood.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Can I get a,
Second on that, please?
Ron wants
Thank you.
okay, can I get a motion to approve the sale of CBDs at this location?
I'll make that motion.
I will second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. See you in 2 days. Very good. Now is, no correspondence. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes for October meeting?
I will make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, opposed? Good.
I have something else.
Okay, sure.
Alan, Quinnipiac.
There was some activity. Laura has been trying to get the required list, and she's been, at this point, she's turned it over to Jennifer Coppola to try and pursue that. We do not have the list.
All right.
So
we need to, yeah, we need to address that. I mean, that's ridiculous. This was one of the things they agreed to. I don't understand why we don't have it. I don't understand why that's got to go to town council. And for me, I would send a cease and desist to Quinnipiac. Now, town council can decide whatever it wants, but that's preposterous that we go through this year after year when they said they were going to give this to us. So I'm hoping that somebody there is watching this, because I think some action should be taken against the entity. It's ridiculous that we have to do this. Why should this go to town attorney and we have to spend more money because they refuse to give us what they said they would give us?
Right, can we charge them for us having to go to the town attorney?
The answer's no, but,
Just let it try.
yeah.
Well, I think that, isn't Bernie Pellegrino involved in this, so, but,
Well, when their representatives usually here, but
Yeah.
I can't say they are or they're not. But
So
you know,
can-
well, he was here and he talked about seeing that we got.
But can we put something from this commission requesting, I don't know how we would word.
I think we should be requesting that somebody from Quinnipiac, I think somebody, and maybe town council, should indicate to
I think-
Quinnipiac, we want somebody here at the next meeting.
Yeah, I think you should go to town council.
Because there are more and more houses that are being occupied, and
Excuse me.
I know Laura is getting.
Excuse me, I notice we've got way
Hey.
too much noise going on here.
Hey,
Excuse me.
Gentlemen,
In the back.
Hey,
could you please cease and desist? No, and if you could do us a favor, somebody left the door to the lobby open, it's very distracting.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Thank you.
why don't, if I'm understanding this correctly, and I don't care, I'll just go tell them what you say, but does it make sense to make a motion, to say, motion to request a town council, just let me know if this is what you're looking for. Request town council to write a letter to Quinnipiac University and request that someone be in attendance at the December 2nd meeting to respond to this issue. Is that what you're?
But with a full and complete list of what we're asking for.
Well, they owe us a list, they haven't done it, so I mean, I
They know what
I
they-
got you.
make that motion, Teresa.
Jim, make that motion.
I'll make a motion to what Alan just said.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Yeah, we have a motion, we have a second. Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Very good. All right, so that's taken care of. A motion to adjourn.
Well, before that, I
Oh.
want to make a comment. Ron, this is your last meeting, I believe?
That's correct.
So I wanted to, one, thank your attendance with the board. This is a gentleman, not my party, the other party, who's knowledgeable, has been a tremendous addition, a tremendous part to this board. It is very disturbing to me and disappointing to me that he's not going to be here any longer. He's one of the people on this board that can read plans, takes the time to read the plans, understands them, and understands construction. I really do deeply appreciate everything you've done for the Planning and Zoning Commission. I want you to know that, and I'm sure I speak for the other members. But I'm also very distressed that you're not going to be on any longer, and I would like people, if you're watching this, to ask our people that run this town why he's not here any longer. That being said, it was a pleasure working with you.
I
That
second
goes for
that.
all of us here, Ron, as we had talked about this, but in any event. Teresa?
No, I just second it. He will be missed, but I don't think there's anyone who I've ever seen on this commission, sorry guys, but who's come more prepared and more capable and more able to respond to questions from the audience as well as to respond to questions from his fellow board members. So, thank you.
Ron?
Thank you.
That's a good compliment, that's for sure. And we thank you very much for being here, and we talked about this. But in any event, yes, this is Ron's last meeting, and we express the appreciation that you had been put into this commission. Okay, with that being said, is there anything else to come before the commission?
Now I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Okay, who wants to make a motion to adjourn?
I think I just did.
I will second that.
Okay.
Somebody's
We have a
signing in
motion.
right now.
Hold on. Who's that?
What's this for? What are you here for, sir?
444 State Street.
Can you be
Okay.
fast?
How fast can you be?
I could be very
We just did a motion to adjourn, but we didn't vote on
Okay,
it.
so I will make a motion
No, we're okay.
to,
We don't
wait,
have-
no, but we were in deliberation, so we have to come back out again, right?
Sure, yes.
I'll make a motion to come out of deliberations.
Okay,
He's here, let him put it on.
yeah, go ahead.
Somebody has to second it.
No, second
Well, I'll
motion.
second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we're not, okay, go ahead.
Out of deliberation.
Right.
We're out of deliberations.
I apologize.
Hold on.
That's all right, we were done quickly.
Usually we're a lot later.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to need your name for the record, and I need to hear the microphone.
Jim Preddy with Criscolo Engineering. Project is 444 State Street. It's the executive Volkswagen dealership. Outlined as red in red is the property boundary, which is 171,000, a little over 171,000 square feet. Yellow is existing buildings. The project is just for that small little addition, highlighted in orange. What it is additional service area and bays. Like most of the other national dealerships, they need to be able to pull the cars inside. In the front, there's a door that'll get changed to an overhead door, so the customers can pull inside and get out of the car, and then the service technicians will take the car and go back into the bed. That's basically, that's the whole thing. We did go to ZBA because the building is existing non-conforming, it's commercial, and we had to expand it. It's 2,000 square feet, so we did get that approval from ZBA, and so now we're here. And the other component to this is the CAM. We are in the coastal area district, however, there's another property in the there's quite a bit between us and the nearest critical coastal resource. We're not within a couple hundred feet of it, but we are in a CAM zone, so.
If the record can just reflect that both applications were taken together.
That's
The cam.
Thank you. Perfect.
Just for people that are watching, this is Volkswagen, right? It's a
Yeah.
Volkswagen place. I don't have any questions.
Yeah, I mean, you're only taking parking spaces away from yourself, and it's a small addition that you can hardly even see from the road, so I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah, we're trading pavement for roof.
Yeah.
Rich?
I'm all set.
I'm fine with this,
Okay.
yeah.
Are we good, the couple, what, Jim, were you good with the comments that are?
Comments.
Yeah, as long as you and I could, or the three of us could deal with it outside of here, that's fine.
And the only sort of item hanging is sidewalks were waived probably 3 times on this, and I just point out that that's a pending issue.
Yeah. So as the resident sidewalk guy, it's a pretty small addition. The day's gonna come when you're gonna do a major overhaul of the building, and we're gonna make them do it. But I don't, as we've done in the past, when it's not a big change to the building, and I would say this is not a big one, I will say, I think State Street needs sidewalks. It's scary to drive down State Street with people walking in the road at night. It is absolutely frightening. But I don't think this is the place to do it. So, but whatever everybody thinks.
Okay. Teresa?
This is a hard one with the sidewalks.
Well,
But we are trading, like you're saying, you're putting a roof over what you're already using. I'm all right with this, too. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
well, we waived them twice before, so.
Yeah.
Ron?
I'm good.
Okay.
Are there sidewalks on either side of you?
Not immediately adjacent.
There's spotty ones,
Down
right,
the-
somewhere down the
yeah,
road.
spotty.
Okay.
You okay?
Because, I mean, they abut Hamden, so there's nothing down.
Yeah.
I don't think the vet has, anybody go to
I
that
hear
vet?
you. I've never found that to be an argument not to put in sidewalks because
Well,
they're not
she
next
just
door.
asked.
Because with that argument, you're never going to put them
Right,
in.
no, I meant across the street, didn't we? But it's further down, so never
It is
mind. I
further
know
down.
exactly where we are. Okay.
Oh, I understand what you're saying.
Right,
Yeah, there was a
right.
partial sidewalk.
Partial,
that was
yeah.
great. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Any other questions?
No.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. And a motion to go back into deliberation.
Make a motion to go back into deliberations.
Can I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Opposed? Okay, can I get a motion to approve the site plan for 444 State Street, P19-34,
I'll make that motion.
with the waiver of the sidewalks?
Yes.
You make that motion?
Yes.
Okay. Have a
I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, opposed? Okay, that's okay. Can I get a motion to approve the CAM?
I'll make that motion.
And I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
I'll try it again.
I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you very much.
No problem.
Anyone out there want any candy?
The preceding program is brought to you in part through a grant from the town of North Haven. Watch town meetings or other videos on demand at nhtv.com.